All right, happy Wednesday night, everybody. Glad you're with us here in the Raiderland World Headquarters. It is What If Wednesday, where we ask the question, what if something changed in the course of history? How different would the world be today? Today, we're looking at Texas Tech football, Texas Tech athletics, and Cody Campbell. What if it were Coach Campbell and not Chairman Campbell? We got that going on tonight. Tech baseball about to get started against UT Rio Grande Valley. They got beat yesterday. The weather has cleared out. Everything is good at Dan Law Field. For better or for worse, they're playing baseball tonight. We also asked the question tonight, Bill Belichick, crazy, genius, dirty old man? You tell us. And then the NFL is fining the Atlanta Falcons $250,000 for something one of their non-employees, someone not employed by the team, did. Why are they doing that? You know? Oh, well, we'll talk about all that and more, anything that's on your mind tonight. You guys get ready. Let's rock and roll. Let's have a lot of fun. All the comments brought to you by United Supermarkets and Market Street, the supermarket that supports Texas Tech here in West Texas, as opposed to the one that is here in West Texas that supports another school somewhere down south. You guys know what to do. The early arrivals, let us know the audio is good, the video is good. Share it with your friends, invite them in. Let's have great conversation tonight. Let's get it going in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com, where you start your day. Our morning column gives you the question of the day, the Raiderland hot links, and everything else. We are brought to you tonight by Ultra Exteriors. Let's talk about windows. The windows on your house, they may not look so good. You might want them, just new windows. Maybe you want window treatments. I don't know what you want with your windows other than they need to look better, and Ultra Exteriors can make that happen. So give our friends there at Ultra Exteriors a holler. Ask for Warren. If he's not in, ask for HUD, Quality Control Specialist. But Warren Taylor will get you squared away. Great West Texas business. Ultra Exterior is going to make your house look better this spring and summer. Just give them a call. And go to the website. Check it out. They do a lot more than just windows. Also by Sideline Provisions, owned and operated, created by Great Red Raiders. Apparel, hats, shirts, cool stuff. Look good. Look as good as your team. Look better than your team at times. You can find all of their stuff in Lubbock at Quarter 4. That's the old Cardinal Sports Center. Or go to the quarter4.net webpage, go to Red Raider Apparel drop-down bar, and go to Sideline Provisions. Get the cool hats. All right. Get the cool shirts. Be a cool kid. All right. What do we got? Who's going to lead it off tonight? Who's going to get the comments in first? Who's going to get their thoughts heard first tonight on the daily broadcast? We want to hear from you tonight because there are many things that you can sound off on, obviously, and we are paying attention to Texas Tech and UT Rio Grande Valley in real time. One of the questions we asked tonight, the struggles with Tech baseball. Is it physical or is it mental? I see games like yesterday. I see games like we've seen this year, and I truly wonder that the talent seems to be there, but the mentality doesn't seem to be there. And all of this comes back around to my theory and my thinking that with the transfer portal and NIL and rebuilding a roster every year, and you don't have third-year players, fourth-year players. You've got an assemblage of guys that don't know each other in baseball in December, January, February, trying to figure out how to. But then that becomes not just you don't know how to play together. How can you have culture when that changes every year? How can you build that culture that quick? I mean, short of bringing in a heavy A from a United States Marine Corps recruit depot in San Diego. Those of you who know what a heavy A is, you know what I mean. I don't know, how do you do it? That I watched this team, I watched them play 5 games of good baseball, really good baseball, and then come out on a midweek, and they don't even look like the same team. Is it more mental or physical with this team? I do believe that this team has talent, physical talent, that has not been that they have not lived up to that talent, however you want to put it. How do you guys see it with baseball? You tell me tonight on that. What if Wednesday? Here's the question. So Cody Campbell, Texas Tech football player out of Canyon, Texas, where I spent a little time as a youth, where my dad was a football coach. So he comes in out of the Purple Eagles. He comes in and he plays Mike Leach. He goes to the NFL, hangs around a couple of years, gets into the oil and gas business. He was a business major at Texas Tech. See, from Texas Tech, it's possible. But what if, here's the what if question. What if Cody Campbell had become Coach Campbell? Let's say, what if Cody Campbell had fallen in love with football so much that even with the business major, he said, I want to coach. Or he got to the NFL after a couple of years and said, hey, I'm a smart guy. Offensive linemen, by the way, are the smartest people on a football team. I'm here to tell you that right now. Offensive linemen are really smart. I learned that over the years. And I'm not just saying that because my son was a two-time all-district offensive lineman. I mean, I'm telling you right now, they're smart people. What if he gets to the NFL and Cody Campbell says, I'm pretty good at this, and the Colts say, hey, we want you to hang around, and we'll work with you and put you on the staff, and you go. Where would Texas Tech be right now if Cody Campbell is Coach Campbell? Would other people have stepped up? Would there have been somebody else? Would there have been another Red Raider who makes millions upon millions in the oil and gas industry? Would the university have matured and grown? And that's one of the things we talked about over the years, that Texas Tech was really a young university in the 70s, 80s, 90s, that it has taken until now to have multiple generations of graduates building generational wealth and being able to do some of the things that they're doing right now. It took that long for UT, A&M, Ohio State, but Texas Tech got started late, 1923. If there's no Cody Campbell today, the way we know Cody Campbell, how would things be different? You tell me. Answer the question. What do you think would be different? What do you think would be happening? Would somebody be pulling up the slack? We also asked the question tonight, Bill Belichick, this thing off the rails. The 24-year-old girlfriend who wants to be Miss Maine, the CBS interview. They issued a statement today, then CBS fired back. Is Bill Belichick crazy? Genius or both? You tell us tonight. Get your comments in on the United Supermarkets chat line tonight. We want to hear from you. Whether it's this or anything we're not talking about, you guys are free to jump in tonight. We want to hear from you on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. Glad you guys are out there. Everybody needs to subscribe to the YouTube channel, just like Mark right there on YouTube, saying it would all be mental. I think we're going back to the Texas Tech baseball discussion, but then again, that could be anything, that it would all be mental. Mark, I'm glad you're out there on YouTube. Share it, invite some people in. Let's grow that channel some more. Facebook page, again, all of these are free, doesn't cost anything, and we encourage everybody to subscribe to all of our platforms. That way, if anything weird is happening, and it happens on these broadcasts sometimes that like Twitter's not working real good or YouTube or whatever, then you can just flip over and get your comments in and everything else. And I sometimes see, and it seems to happen on Twitter more than the other ones, that I'll go back on our Twitter feed and see people firing comments that weren't getting to us here on the daily broadcast. I apologize for that. But if you think I'm ignoring you, it's probably just because I'm not seeing the comment. It's that simple sometimes. All right, we are underway, top of the first inning. Zach Crotchfeld getting the start today, and it starts off with a 4-pitch walk to Lopez, and Ragosa walks on a 3-1 pitch, and there are 2 on, and 2 walks to start the game by Zach Crotchfeld. I don't even know why I flipped over and checked out the box score on that. I mean, that's mental right there. That's not throwing strikes. That's, and I've done my best with this team to try to hang in there with it and think that, and I thought over the last 5 games that this team was trending in a different direction here in late April. But at this time, after yesterday, and well, and these games truly don't matter from the standpoint that it's all about 4 days in May. You could win these two games 20-1, 20-1, and it doesn't get you in the NCAA tournament if you don't win 4 straight games of the Big 12 tournament. So from one standpoint, everything Texas Tech is doing between now and May 21st, which is 3 games at West Virginia, New Mexico State, New Mexico, UCF, 3 games at BYU, that all of those are exhibition games, preseason games leading up to your 4-day season. That's what you put yourself into. Still, goodness gracious. Sanchez at the plate right now for UT Rio Grande Valley, which has a higher RPI than Tech at 39. Tech in the mid-60s or so. At the plate, 3-2 count. Oh, well. What you going to do? So what if Wednesday, what if Cody Campbell had become Coach Campbell? Would somebody else have picked up the slack? How different would Tech be in this era right now, in this money era, if there's no Cody Campbell, if there's no double eagle? Does somebody else come through? This question, by the way, really dovetails into one that you could do a what if on T. Boone Pickens at Oklahoma State. T. Boone Pickens out of high school goes to Texas A&M, tries to play basketball, doesn't work out, gets cut by the Aggies. Very Aggie thing to do. So an Aggie goes to one more Aggie school and he goes to Oklahoma State. Where would Oklahoma State be without T. Boone Pickens if it had worked out at A&M for basketball? Wendy jumps in our YouTube channel. In the coaching circles, we have been told Ted life is pretty tough on the kids coming in. If true, then it's completely mental. Ted life, help me out here. In the coaching circles, we have been told Ted life is pretty tough on the kids coming in. If true, it's completely mental. I'm going to need a clarification on that one because I'm not getting the transmission. And I assume, again, we're talking about Texas Tech baseball. On the Atlanta Falcons deal, and obviously tonight, we're really slow on the Facebook comments, which is odd. Usually Facebook is right there. Don't know what's going on. On the NFL and the Shedeur Sanders prank call deal. All right, so here's the deal for those who don't know. Jeff Ulbrich, the defense coordinator for the Falcons, he has a laptop open there at the house. His 21-year-old son's there. He sees the phone number for Deion Sanders' kid, Shedeur. He prank calls him over the weekend, says the Saints are going to take in. They don't. So it becomes this big deal. Well, today the NFL announces they're fining the Falcons $250,000 for this, and the defense coordinator $100,000 for something nobody in the employ of the Falcons did. The kid, and I say he's a kid, he's an adult. He's 21 years old. I don't get this. You know? I don't get where the NFL is coming down on the Falcons for this. Now, is it a bad look? Yeah. Did they leak the number? No. And part of the problem is that with no agent, Shedeur Sanders' number was out there for everybody to have, and their dog. I don't agree with the fines. And it was a prank call. Make prank calls great again. But it was also done by an adult who just happened to see the number there at the house. I don't get it. And it's almost like the NFL is trying to make up for some of the, quote, bad PR that they thought they were getting by Shedeur Sanders dropping in the draft. Doesn't make any sense. John Carpenter Freeway isn't named after a broke dude. No. Tadlock. So Wendy talking about Tadlock. In the coaching circles, we've been told Tadlock is pretty tough on the kids coming in. If true, then it's completely mental. He's not tough. He's exacting. He has demands. He creates a culture, a winning culture that gets you to Omaha 4 times. I ain't going to put that on Tadlock. JC, it took Cody. No one had that passion. Many had funds. Okay, but again, I'm saying the what if question is what if Cody Campbell doesn't have the funds? That instead of becoming oil and gas Cody Campbell and a multimillionaire, he's Coach Campbell. He falls in love with coaching, either at Tech with Mike Leach or with the Colts, and he decides, I'm going to be a coach. This is great. I love this. So he goes that direction. If there's no Cody Campbell today, what is Texas Tech doing? Would somebody else have stepped up? Could you be doing what you're doing right now if Cody Campbell didn't exist? Now, this is the nature of the what if question that you have to extrapolate into the discussion what you think might happen. Again, there's no double equal. There is no, at least not with him, maybe Sellers and, but not with him. Where are you? Where are the other Texas Tech donors? Where are the other, multimillionaires? Would they be kicking in? Would you be having this class? Now, and I know alternate history is not for everybody. Alternate history is not for everybody because, it just requires you to think in a 5-dimensional aspect. So I get that. I'd like to think that if there's no Cody Campbell, that other Texas Tech donors would be coming through, that other Texas Tech graduates who have built businesses and everything else, that it might not be one guy, but it might be 50 guys. And I do sometimes wonder that when there is a one guy, does that depress the other donors and say, well, he's going to do it? I don't have to do it. He's going to do it. I don't have to do it. Dustin Womble's going to do it. Womble family's going to do it. I don't have to do it. Fuller's going to do it. I often wonder about that. JC, need to unload jerky boys on NFL draft rooms on draft day. R.D. Mercer is who you're looking for. R.D. Mercer calling up of course, he's dead now, passed away, I guess this last year. But Roy D. Mercer is the guy you're looking for. I tell you what there, Shadur, how big a boy are you? Yeah, we can't draft you. We're going to have to pack a sandwich. Chris, I don't think you would have had this class without Cody, but Tech would still have a solid NIL system, just not that gold standard they have now. I agree with that you would probably be commensurate with most of the Big 12. You wouldn't be lapping the field in the Big 12 the way you are right now. You wouldn't be a top 10, a number one, portal class. You wouldn't be that. But you would be competitive, I'd like to think, within the Big 12. If Cody Campbell is Coach Campbell and, he's sending his, $300, $300 gift, to the Red Raider Club, and his wife's like, God, it's a lot of money, Coach. Craig, how big a boy are you? I tell you what, pack a lunch. $250,000 for a prank phone call. This to me reeks of the NFL overreacting to some of the quote negative coverage they got regarding the fall of Deion Sanders' son. And I still understand the finding it. I mean, dude, if my son cost me $100,000, the way Jeff Ulbrich is getting fined as the defensive coordinator for the Falcons over this deal, $100,000 out of his deal. Yeah, you don't get to come to Thanksgiving. I'm going to do it. Chris, Kirby embraced NIL pretty early. Tech certainly wouldn't be Oklahoma State. I agree. And the reason Kirby embraced it early on is because all the coaches pretty much embraced it early on. Sorry I'm late, but showing some young adults how to boost a car off. I'm just hoping it involved battery cables and nothing more. JC, congrats. We just drafted you. How does it feel to be an Egyptian magician? Do I want to look? We made it to the bottom of the first. 2 runs given up by Crotchfeld in the first inning. Gets out of it. So the Red Raiders coming to bat. Tracer Lopez is going to be leading off for Texas Tech. Peyton Schultz, who was thrust into the lineup for the first time in the third game at the Arizona State series, hitting second, the average up to 263. Then it's Logan Hughes, the Mad Bomber, 323 hitting them 3-hole. Damian Bravo, which is not a Vietnam call signal, but instead you're a 4-hitter. And after that, Anthony Sabateri, Villeneuve, Souza, Dylan Max behind the plate, and Coleman Ryan Coleman, the man who has 2 first names that would be a good country, Texas country musician. Coleman Ryan Coleman, either way. There's your lineup for the Red Raiders tonight. Down 2-0 in the first. Mental or physical? I really am leaning more mental on the struggles for Texas Tech baseball than physical. That I still keep seeing guys that I believe can play college baseball at a fairly high level. But the fragility of this team, that something bad happens, an error in the field, a walk, and everything seems to exacerbate itself. And that has not been the Tim Tadlock mode really at any time during his career at Texas Tech. Not the first year, not 15 when they missed the NCAA tournament after going to the World Series in 14. And they really, the problem with that team was they didn't have enough pitching for the midweeks. The Big 12 was down that year. I believe 3 teams made the NCAA tournament out of the Big 12. A horrible year for the Big 12. But really, the mentality, the toughness, be where your feet are, all that stuff, water the tree. That wasn't just slogans. That was a mentality that this team exhibited in addition to really good players. I think the sum of the parts of this team is greater than the whole right now, but I just keep seeing, mental weakness. And I don't know why. I don't think these guys got to this level by being mentally weak baseball players. You don't get to Texas Tech, you don't get to the Big 12, you don't get to Division I baseball by being mentally weak. At some point, you've had to handle that. And in my mind, I just keep going back to the idea of slamming a team together every year now with no culture embedded into it and just say, go play baseball. I mean, this is like a travel team that got thrown together while the parents were drinking one night and said, oh, yeah, let's all go out, and they don't even know each other. A few more minutes left with you. Bill Belichick, crazy, genius or both. This whole thing going on with a 24-year-old girlfriend in the CBS interview, he has to issue a statement through North Carolina today saying, well, we agreed to do the interview. We were going to talk about a wide array of subjects that would include, but not include my personal life, but the book and all this stuff. And she only chimed in because, it was off the rails and everything else. Then CBS coming back and firing 30 minutes later going, yeah, we never agreed to that. If you're North Carolina, do you have buyer's remorse yet? I mean, does he coach a game in the fall? Does he make it to the fall? And this is weird stuff. Some people are calling it elder abuse. Like, where's the family? I don't know. In my mind, have they given up? No. A team that has given up doesn't play the way they played the last week. That you don't do that. You don't grind the way they were grinding the last week and play that kind of baseball. That is not giving up. In fact, I thought after the third game at Arizona State, I thought really this was a team that was embracing the idea of we got nothing to lose. Let's go play great. And then you get yesterday. No, I do not think they've given up. Is there a way to build a culture in this transfer portal era? Chris, I don't know. I would hate to be a coach trying to do that in the portal era. And you do all you can. You put posters up, and you have pictures of all your big leaguers, and you have all the trophies, and you have all this stuff, and none of it has anything to do with anybody who's there. You know, none of it. There is no tangible. Nothing is tangible about any player in this tech program that has anything to do with the last time they went to Omaha, or even the team a couple of years ago that went and really played Florida to damn near a standstill out there in Gatorville. And that wasn't that long ago. That's 2 seasons ago. And there's no connection to that. So how do you do it? I don't know. And I think that's why you see coaches like Jay Wright in basketball get out. It reminds me of minor league baseball, where every year you've got a whole new team. The only thing that remains the same, the name of the team sometimes, the place you're playing, and all the fans have to learn new players every year, and there is no culture and there is no anything. And that's kind of where I'm seeing college baseball right now. Yeah, but Texas is doing good, and okay, yeah, they're going to be teams do good. You're going to get enough talent. You're going to amalgamate talent. Amalgamate? Aggregate? Try not to hate. Anyways. And I still love college baseball. It is maybe my favorite college sport at this time. Really could be. Lopez singled to lead off the inning. Singles to left field on a 3-2 pitch. And Peyton Schultz at the plate now. 2-2 count for the Red Raider third baseman, taking on Anthony Tejada. Tejada on the year, 2-1, 12 and a third innings worth of work, 9 hits. He's given up 6 runs, 5 of them earned, and 8 walks on the year, 13 strikeouts, and he has not given up a home run. So keep that in mind. Anthony Tejada on the mound tonight for the Vaqueros out of UT Rio Grande Valley. Sorry, I was looking back at the box score. See, I don't know how you build it. I don't know how you create that. I don't know how you create that culture now. And you just have to figure out a way to win otherwise. Gary says, well, if he was, we'd still have the Hemphill Wells sign in the north end zone and grass seats in the north end zone for just $1. I have no idea about the baseball team. At least they're not in last place. No, they're not. They're tied, I think, for 8th with a tiebreak going to Cincinnati, who beat you. But no, they're not in last place. No, and I think without Cody Campbell, you're not barefoot and destitute. That's not what we're saying. But you're probably not doing the number 1 portal class and everything else. And this is one of the things I was going to write today. I didn't have time to do it this morning. Shouldn't the mindset be that you don't have Cody Campbell? Should the mindset be other people stepping up and kicking in and doing things, that Cody Campbell's like a backstop? I think Texas Tech has to be very careful, because I think we saw this. In fact, I had a conversation with somebody at Oklahoma State about 2010. That one of the concerns was that everybody was just sitting back and letting T. Boone Pickens carry the water. No pun intended, if you know your water rights and legalities on that. And I think one of the things Texas Tech is going to have to be careful about is a lot of fans just looking back, sitting back and going, Cody Campbell's got this. Yeah, we don't have to worry about, you're going to pay for this. So be careful on that. Might work out, might not work out. All right, we've had a fun discussion tonight. We have thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope if you're looking at doing home improvements this spring and summer, that you're calling my friend Warren Taylor at Ultra Exteriors, great West Texas business. Check out their website, ultraexteriors.com, I think is where that is. We were talking earlier about windows. They do all sorts of stuff. If you want to do like a backyard kitchen. A lot of people like that stuff. Yeah, they can do that. Pergola. Yeah, they can do that. Roof. Yeah, they can do roof. Bathroom remodel. Yeah, not sexy, but the wife loves the bathroom remodel. Ultra Exteriors can make it happen. Also by Sideline Provisions. If you live outside the area, go to quarter4.net. That's the old Cardinal Sports Center website. You can find their stuff in Lubbock at quarter four. But if you're outside the area, go to quarter4.net, then go to Red Raider Apparel, drop down Sideline Provisions, created by Red Raider athletes, among others, run by Red Raiders, and some of the coolest stuff you're going to find. The next thing I ask you to do, share this, invite your friends in. We'll be with you tomorrow. Over under Rated Right Thursday. That'll be on the website. We'll have our Raiderland hot links ready to go as well. And then we're going to be with you tonight on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media if you want to jump in. Subscribe to all of our channels. They're all free. Drive us over 500 on the YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Same thing if you're not following us on our Facebook page. You need to get on there as well. We do a lot of cool stuff there. And then there's the website every day at theraiderland.com. Y'all are the best. We appreciate you for being out there. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Let's get ready, rock and roll. Let's have a great night, and see you Thursday in Raiderland.